Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please remain standing for the flag salute and remain standing for the performing of our national anthem? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
On behalf of the entire class, I'd like to extend the warmest of welcomes to all the teachers, administrators, faculty, family, friends, and loved ones who have come tonight to share with us in this most momentous occasion. Tonight, Wayne Hills High School says goodbye to the class of 2003, a class that is as unique and eclectic as it is impressive. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much because they live in the gray twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat." This class certainly exemplifies this ideal, for they have dared where others of less fortitude would have simply quit. It has been a challenging 4 years, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and the road to the pinnacle we reach now has not been easy by any stretch of the imagination. Despite our efforts to perfect and hone our skills and techniques both inside and outside our classroom, it would appear that the world was not content to merely sit back and let us saunter through its hallowed halls. As a result, we have had to face more trials and tribulations in 4 years than any group of people should ever have to face. We were told innumerable times as we entered Wayne Hills as freshmen that 4 years would pass faster than the blink of an eye. And while the time has certainly seemed to vanish beneath our feet, we were all aware that on one day the world did blink. And in that momentary flash, we were no longer the people we thought we were, no longer living in the world we'd become so comfortable with. Our high school careers were spent equally in 2 eras, 2 drastically different worlds, one of complacency and conviction, and one so new and raw that we know not yet what to expect from it. And here we are, damned by history to forever be placed upon that critical divide, expected to know and understand the entirely new lives that we must forge. And I say to you, there is truly no group that is more prepared to meet this challenge than us, to face a world that is constantly being torn asunder in the hopes that we will somehow keep it all together. There is no face among you that could look upon us and expect less than that. Time and again, the class of 2003 has proven its strength, determination, and focus in the face of myriad barriers and challenges. And to that end, it is with great pride and confidence that I welcome you to see these young men and women enter this brave new world. Yet, as is often the case in this finite life, despite our many victories and successes, we have had to confront terrible tragedies as well. As students, as parents, and as educators, we have all had to confront great loss during this school year. And while some wounds remain fresh, and while the time to mourn may never relent or find itself at ease, now is the time for us to reflect. To understand that while there is no shame in grieving for those we've lost, their spirits and their gifts transcend our mortality, that they stand before us in pride and live within each of our souls, that they have each in their own way brought us to this moment and will bring us through to each success hereafter, that their smiles are eternal and exist eternally within each of us. This class has brought honor and pride to themselves and to everyone here tonight. They have left an indelible mark on Wayne Hills High School, and as they leave the stadium this evening, their steps will carry them not only off this field for the final time, but will leave their first footprints in a world filled with possibility and enthusiasm. Tonight will be a night of tears and laughs and memories, and through it all, smiles. And we will see them for the last time as the children they were, and for the first time as the adults they will become. I leave you with these words. Somehow I can't believe there are many heights that can't be scaled by a man who knows the secret of making dreams come true. Walter Elias Disney. We cannot forget all of you who have made it possible to bring us here tonight, for it is your pride, strength, and encouragement that have brought us here and will continue to carry us. I wish only that each of us might live to see our every dream come true, and I ask you all to constantly remind us just how powerful those dreams are. And with that, I invite you to join us tonight as this first great dream of 238 graduates comes true. Thank you. It is now my honor and privilege to present Class Valedictorian Deepali Dar.
Thank you. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow graduates. The Princeton acceptance letter completely encapsulates our feelings today. In bold capital letters, yes. We, the Wayne Hills class of 2003, have come a long way, from weddings on the elementary school playgrounds, jumping out of the window in middle school, peanut butter jelly time, Italian stallions, and so much more. We've had a lot of fun, and we've gone the distance to finally reach today. We started out in 1985 with no PCs, no internet, no instant messaging. Video cameras were bulky, and there were no such things as CDs or DVDs or MP3s. And now we have wireless internet, digital cameras, cell phones, and satellite navigation systems. Our lives have drastically changed in the last 18 years. In the future, I imagine computers embedded in every corner of our homes and offices, just like the cameras of the Truman Show. Using gasoline for fuel in our cars will be a thing of the past, replaced by better alternatives, and acne will be cured. The future sounds great. There's so much out there to explore, but it doesn't matter what the future holds. What matters is what we make of it. Make it fun, make it memorable. Leave something behind for future generations to cherish. The future will always be built from the past. Consider the trees of a forest. Older, taller trees drop their leaves to the ground, and from decaying leaves, the new saplings draw their nutrients and mature, and so the cycle continues. We are still saplings, in the process of growing. We draw nutrients and ideas from the leaves of wisdom dropped by our parents, teachers, and friends. And from this, we grow, soon being able to nourish a new generation with our own ideas and insight. And so the cycle goes on. Here's the essence of my advice. Take those nutrients, the good parts of the past, and make it part of your present, your future, and others' futures. How can you do this? Take lots of pictures. Recommend a good book. Pass down a family recipe. Give others the best part of yourself and drop a leaf for the minds of the future. Discover something, invent something, create something, and it'll be part of you, passed down to future generations. Class of 2003, we are a class of style. A friend of mine came to an SDA show this year and was absolutely amazed by everyone's impeccable taste in fashion. People, you've got elan, you've got flair, you've got elegance. I hope we also prove to be a class of character, respectful and respectable. I hope we prove to be a class that is fearless and compassionate. Fearless so that we are brave enough to tackle any future problems, both personal and within society. And compassionate so that we go about solving these problems in the best way possible. I hope if you get the opportunity to make a positive change, I hope you take it. As the Leanne Womack song goes, and when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. My fellow graduates, you have brains in your head, you have feet on your shoes. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the one who'll decide where to go. And oh, the places you will go. Believe in Dr. Seuss, and believe in yourself. Peace, class of '03. Peace, innovation, and great memories. Thank you.
May the road rise up to be, may the wind be always at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields, and
The Wayne Hills High School class of 2003 possesses a host of talented individuals. What makes this class unique is the ability of these individuals to work together and gel in various units. The abundance of talented students in this class is unique. The fact that they bring out the best in those around them is remarkable. Mr. Sudol called from Florida earlier today, and he asked me to share his congratulations, and he hopes and wishes all of our students well. Our conversation today focused on what an outstanding class this was. Each graduating class leaves a legacy. Because of its unparalleled success in virtually every area, this class will be remembered as the class of champions. In academic, our high SAT scores, HESPA results, advanced placement participation, 800 club membership, National Honor Society enrollment, all led to unprecedented numbers in acceptance numbers in competitive, highly competitive, most competitive colleges. In athletics, our conference, county, and section titles speak for themselves. The individual honors saw athletes and coaches recognized at every level. Numerous records fell to Wayne Hills teams and individuals. In the arts, our band was recognized as superior. Our art and technology students won an inordinate amount of awards in the Craftsman Fair and various exhibits. Our thespians performed Jekyll and Hyde with artistic distinction. Our co-curricular participation was outstanding and purposeful. The Student Council, National Honor Society, and World Language Honor Societies flourished. The yearbook editors took on the challenge of a new format with vigor and produced the most comprehensive and technically advanced yearbook in our history. Experienced coaches often remark that there is no substitute for senior leadership. The quality of our participation in these areas is a testimony to this belief. Our year was not without sadness. We shared the loss of Anka Bansal, a student, a dedicated band member, and participant in our school community. Mrs. Doris Zubak, a parent, actively involved in our PTO, a person who could never say no. And I remember from my days at Schuyler when Mrs. Zubak was there to answer the challenges that parents need to give all students. Mrs. Marilyn Mezzi, a teacher who was outstanding as a teacher, part of our school community, visible at many various events, and treated many of the students as she did her own. We will remember their warm smiles, their inviting personalities, and each one's resolve to do what was best for the people around her. Seniors, you will venture forth from your high school experience. You will encounter new challenges and cultivate new successes. As you set new goals to create your vision of the future, remember those who made it possible. The teacher who inspired you, the person who coached you in clubs, athletics, and performance groups, the counselor who advised you, and your parents who guided and supported you. I personally wish each of you the best and support you in your conviction to be successful. To those who made this night possible, to Mrs. Last and Mrs. Yates, our retiring teachers who enjoy distinguished careers at Wayne Hills, Dr. Josephsberg, our assistant superintendent, Mrs. O'Rourke, Mrs. Polinick, and Mrs. Hershaft, the board members, Mr. Castagna, Ms. Hollenbeck, and Mr. Ryerson, our 12th grade advisors, our department chairs, teacher support staff, Mr. Coster and Mr. Santangelo, parents and community members. The students before you have fulfilled all state and local requirements to graduate from Wayne Hills High School. Therefore, it is my honor to present our champions, the Wayne Hills High School class of 2003. Mr. Joseph Sperg, if you would please join me at the podium.
Good evening. On behalf of Dr. Link and Mr. O'Connor, I bring congratulations. Let it never be said that we neglect our young people. Just as the Wayne Hills class of 2003 launches itself into adulthood, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approves over-the-counter sales of Prilosec, the top-selling ulcer and heartburn pill in the world. However our graduates feel at this moment of passage, joyful self-confidence or wistful anxiety, there is no escaping the fact that they pass into a more stressful world than existed when they entered high school 4 years ago. The challenge of the moment for our graduates is to live a healthy life in an unhealthy world, and through the impact of their lives upon others, to better the world. My prescription for meeting that challenge arises from two virtues, discipline and compassion. Their effects are critical to a healthy life. By discipline, I do not refer to the notion of discipline that Mr. Santangelo imposes. One of the rewards of, as well as one of the difficulties of leaving high school, is that you leave behind the idea that discipline is largely conformity to rule, or punishment for deviating from rule, on the chance that you get caught and can't wiggle your way out of it. Avoiding the bad or keeping out of trouble is not the same as producing good. The threat of punishment might work to accomplish the first, but it is inadequate as a source for the second. To do good requires a discipline that comes from within, and that in time comes to define you. Developing your special gifts as a unique human being sets in motion your best self. It invigorates and makes you whole. The second virtue, compassion, is the fellow feeling that links each of us to each other. It is the complementary inverse to discipline, in that it arises from our frailties. No matter how many strengths you discipline yourself to acquire, you will still make mistakes and mess up. Mess up things, mess up yourself, and mess up others. The antidote here is forgiveness, and that requires compassion. It is a good thing in itself to be compassionate and forgiving. Being so, however, contributes to a useful store of compassion. Useful, that is, when you are the one who requires it, and you will. Unfortunately, neither discipline nor compassion are available as a prescription or an over-the-counter pill. You can't acquire them by consuming something. You have to reach within yourself, discover your capacity to work and to love, and then put those capacities to use. You will not regret doing so. This is a glorious moment, illuminated by the prospect of fulfilling and productive lives for the members of the Wayne Hills class of 2003. Mrs. O'Rourke, with the authority vested in me by the Board of Education of the State of New Jersey and the Township of Wayne, I certify that the members of the class of 2003 from Wayne Hills High School have successfully completed all mandated examinations, curricula, and courses of study, and are worthy of graduation. Thank you.
Good evening. It is truly an honor to share in the commencement ceremonies for the graduating class of 2003. My words are directed to you, and I apologize for my back. During the past 4 years, you have undergone transformations in many ways. Tonight, a chapter of your life is ending, and another chapter of your life is beginning. Over the next couple of years, you will have many experiences that will mold you and lead you to where you will find your most fulfillment, hopefully both professionally and personally. I would like to suggest that as you follow your life's path, that you consider trying to also effectuate positive change in some way. You will find that you may have difficulty in attaining happiness if you try to find something or someone to fulfill you. You will also find that your life's direction may change course. You may start off in one direction and then find that the path of your life has changed from where you have expected it to go. This is a natural occurrence. However, when you also keep in mind that you have a goal that you know can truly benefit someone or something else instead of just yourself personally, you have the potential to truly change the world. There's a story that I would like to share with you called The Starfish. Once upon a time, there was a wise man that used to go to the ocean to do his writing. He had a habit of walking on the beach before he began his work. One day, he was walking along the shore. As he looked down the beach, he saw a human figure moving like a dancer. He smiled to himself to think of someone who would dance to the day, so he began to walk faster to catch up. As he got closer, he saw that it was a young man, and he wasn't dancing, but instead he was reaching down to the shore, picking up something and very gently throwing it into the ocean. He called out, "Good morning. What are you doing?" The young man paused, looked up, and replied, "Throwing starfish in the ocean." "I guess I should have asked, why are you throwing starfish in the ocean?" "The sun is up, and the tide is going out, and if I don't throw them in, they'll die." "But don't you realize there are miles and miles of beach and starfish all along it? You can't possibly make a difference." The young man listened politely. Then he bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the sea, past the breaking waves, and said, "It made a difference for that one." As you go forward in your life, strive to make a difference. If every one of you in the graduating class of 2003 makes a positive change in only one other person's life, the world will have literally hundreds of people whose lives will have been affected for the better. Find your starfish and throw it into the current, and please don't forget to enjoy the journey that your life has to offer you. Congratulations and good luck.
Good evening, dear graduates, parents, friends, administration, and faculty. Thank you for this very special privilege of addressing the class of 2003. I stand here not only as a trustee of the Board of Education, but most important, as a parent of a soon-to-be graduate. I have known many of you since kindergarten. I've had the pleasure of being your Brownie and Girl Scout leader. I have watched you grow into fine young men and women. You should all be proud of your accomplishments. To the parents, be proud of your children. And to the administration and faculty, be proud of the part you had in their education. I would like to leave you with the following thoughts. The first step toward getting what you want is knowing what you want. Only experience can teach you the fine balance of courage and caution, of dreaming big and starting small, of living up to your abilities and leaving behind your mistakes. You can trust your hearts and change your mind. How brightly you shine depends on the energy of your ambitions. As you begin another chapter in your life, you will find yourself setting out towards another dream. For some, it may be the challenge of college. For others, it may be the challenge of a career. Whatever the future brings, hold on to your dreams, believe in tomorrow, and believe in yourselves. You will be amazed. Congratulations to the parents and the students of the class of 2003.
Jeffrey Paone. Jared Penn. Kevin Zubek. Scott Sanfilippo. Cho Lin. Joel Zambrano. Kasim Osmanoski. Dane Castoro. Pete Gleason. Christian Moreo. Jarrett Evie. Jonathan Thierry. Christopher Benzavenga. April Joy Sarabia. Lydia Hahn. Gina Brigida. Jennifer McKnight. Irina Cherniak. Jennifer Rosenberg. Lauren Correo. Dina Forlenza. Nicole Peruta. Amy Hannenberg. Michelle Diamond. Alicia Susser. Lindsay Kent. Alina Kaller. Nick and Delora. John Ferrarella. Paul Swirad. Michael Melione. Kyle Hennig. Jed Strauss. Robert Sabia. Louis Germanario. David Nanadzanian. Dennis Groisman. Ian Chan. Joseph Nealon. Michael Bokor. Jennifer Maiello. Jessica Cho. Casey Joyce. Rachel Goldstein. Allison Gomberg. Jennifer Hart. Bryn Hershaft. Kara Leonard. Jeanette Donnarumma. Stephanie Post Shadell. Kate Celestino. Jessica Carvajal. Crescent Danziger. Ju Elena Chin. Michael Rudner. Michael Schuler. John Brower. Eli Trikoff. Theodore Lee. Sang Ham. Tosh Rada. Frank Werther. David Abramsky. Adam Cohen. David Sirigliano. David Barron. Michael Berlin. Keith Reedy. Lisa Kaprowski. Amanda Burtis. Mallory Barbera. Jessica Honculata. Amanda Wadoniak. Courtney Karamanol. Danielle Rubino. Caroline Reisner. Virginia Poulos. Betima Ibrahimi. Angelica Sensini. Jaslyn Sepulveda. Gabriella Berganti. Victoria Smirnova. Yelis Bavbeck. Frank Scaliri. Brendan Monahan. Gregory Olson. Adam Epstein. Eric Reeser. Dallas Lynch. Jonathan Haft. Michael Otterbein. Jared Ulrich. Scott Loifen. Adam Burge. Joseph Leskowitz. Lauren Mezzi. Lindsay White. Carolyn Miola. Megan Riley. Amanda Walker. Megan Baxter. Erin Cusick. Karen Pricken. Jasmine Nieves. Lisa Wojcicki. Jessica Strunk. Joanne Palacios. Jessica Avakov. Catherine Schmidt. Anna Bachman. Victoria Sadkina. Deepali Dar. Nicole Lacarica. Julia Fliash. Kimberly DeVito. Jamie Katzman. Lauren Karansky. Kimberly Edelman. Lisa Darpino. Melissa Rodriguez. Kim Cassis. Michelle Gordon. Joseph Shaka. Anthony San Giorgio. Jay Sawicki. Mark Fila. James Stone. Christopher Coogan. David Siegler. Danny Tang. Dennis Rivera. Edwin Yu. Artem Mahmoudi. Joe Catanese. Jason Wilcots. Jeffrey Vanderwend. Laura Cancelosi. Jacqueline Ulrich. Gina Gallo. Caitlin Farrago. Christy D'Amico. Alice Go. Mayra Quinteros. Grisette Rodriguez. Sandra Matera. Linda Wozniak. Kimberly Sikorsky. Robin Eisenberg. Cara Facazio. Janine Santoro. David Adamo. Louis DeSico. David Vaca. Nick McNerney. Khalil Zugby. Ibrahim Kadash. Jonathan Gambino. Scott Lieberman. Alex Goodman. Shkelkim Kaba. Jason DeMarco. Ralph Corrado. Joel Caltavatoro. Torin Williams. Teresa Papil. Jenny Warfield. Kimberly Myers. Christina Cravar. Kristen Pena. Jennifer Wolf. Lauren Brink. Laura Boletto. Tara Cioletti. Amanda Cox. Elisar Abu Choker. Rebecca Tarnapol. Alina Andriel. Sergeant Pekovic. Omar Farid. Matthew Dixon. Eli Blostein. Frank Lakatos. Joseph Matarano. Kevin Zhao. Eric Lee. Soham Joshi. Bert Sisko. Mark Welhorski. Daniel Shaleri. Scott Pospisil. Joseph Nolan. Kendra Matthews. Hyungwoo Choi. Annie Esser. Stephanie Peischel. Julianne Bradley. Courtney Greenwald. Shuba Rao. Simalua Enele. Dabra Talibang. Heather Obringer. Megan McGinnis. Jennifer Laxer. Erin Moskal. Ishmael Hajiski. James Colligan. Jason Baez. Brett Corbat. Mark Rosenberg. Michael Prusinski. Michael Jacob Golub. Eugene Spivak. Steve Avello. Aiello. Steve Aiello. Paul Ogden. Matt Brophy. Brendan Connolly. Ben Berry. Jessica Dubnoff. Alyssa Grossman. Lindsay Geiger. Ashley Mastriani. Paula Morales. Jenny Sue. These four I promise I won't screw up. Ladies and gentlemen, at the podium, Class Treasurer Helen Girardi. Ladies and gentlemen, Class Secretary Jane Ivana Hong. Ladies and gentlemen, Class Vice President Amina Altai. And finally, yours truly, Class President David John Chopka. I would like to ask all the graduates and those in attendance to please rise for the performance of our alma mater. Before we conclude our program this evening, I'd like to call up my officers one last time, Amina Altai, Jane Hong, and Helen Girardi. And I'd also like to call up to the podium Mr. Gordon Ryerson and Ms. Wendy Hollenbeck.
Hi. Okay. I often feel as though days are counted for like the side of a cereal box that lists the nutrition facts. Serving size, 24 hours. Servings per year, about 365. Out of these 365 days, we spend approximately 180 days in school, and we've gone to school for a miserable and not so miserable 4 years. That amounts to about 720 days. Each day to school lasts for about 7 long and sometimes seemingly interminable hours that all add up to roughly 5,040 hours throughout the course of our high school career. I have to say that we wouldn't have lasted a single day without our dependable and strengthening vitamins that were there for us to provide strength that we needed and to help us endure each serving of every day of every year. While cereal has vitamins such as vitamin A and vitamin C, we've had vitamins such as Ms. Hollenbeck and Mr. Ryerson. These two absolutely phenomenal human beings, or should I say vitamins, have been two of the most important people that have given us nothing short of the best throughout the past 4 years. From the first day of school back in '99, through spirit rallies, fundraisers, food drives, junior formal, senior breakfast, and senior prom, and today, the most monumental day of them all, June 23rd, 2003, our graduation day. Mr. Ryerson and Ms. Hollenbeck have been through it all with us. Through thick, through thin, through the pretty, and the oh, not so pretty. They've been our two pillars of support, compassion, and sanity, while surprisingly still hanging on to their own. We would like to take this moment to thank you, Ms. Hollenbeck and Mr. Ryerson, for the 4 most incredible years of our life, and to tell you that we are more thankful than any amount of words can ever express. In token of our sincere gratitude, we are presenting both of you with the gift certificates to Outback Steakhouse, so that you too may enjoy a meal full of great nutrition and vitamins, and hopefully while chewing on your steak filled with vitamin B12, you'll think of us and smile. George Bernard Shaw once said, "There is no sincerer love than the love for food," although I can think of one, the love that 2 teachers, such as you two, have had for 238 students such as us. So on behalf of Wayne Hill's graduating class of 2003 and my fellow student council members, it has been an amazing 4 years, and thank you for everything you've done in and behind the scenes. Thank you.
To my fellow graduates, at long last we find ourselves here at the precipice of high school and on the brink of adulthood. And through these 4 short years, we've had to face more triumphs and trials than any group that has come before us. Yet for every laugh and every tear, for all the pleasures and all the pain, we made it through. We found shoulders to lean on in so many others and in each other, and we have, though at times inexplicably, succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. Now, we stand before the doorway that leads to the rest of the world, a world that is waiting for us to take it in our hands and realize the dreams we have in store for it. Now, for the first time, we find ourselves in a completely different position. No longer are we the admirers. Now, we are the admired. When our caps finally settle upon this field, we will find ourselves as the foundation upon which the future must be delicately constructed. Through 4 years, we have accomplished more than anyone could have ever expected, and now it is time to take our talents into a world that is waiting for us with open arms. A world that quietly demands all of our resources, one that slyly dares us with the question, "Are you ready?" And I assure you, we are more than ready. We are scholars, athletes, musicians, singers, dancers, writers, thinkers, and actors. We are creative, we are intelligent, and we are confident. Whether we know it or not, we have never backed down and never fallen, no matter the challenge. So tonight, as the future stares us between the eyes, I charge you all to look back at it, to stand tall with your chests out and your chins high, with courage in your blood and a fire in your stare, and without a falter, without a blink, without a wasted second, to raise your voice to meet it. And with the confidence of your life's accomplishments to answer back, we are the future, we are here, we are now, and we are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the class of 2003.